is Daryl Ayers on the right. He is 7-0 with lands. He's playing against Zachary Gallegos, who is 7-0 with Punishing Jund. We are underway here in round number 8. Daryl is on 5 cards. Let's make it 3 now because of Mox, a diamond, and 2 with an exploration. Thespian stage, and sure, we're all in.
Yeah.
This is a Bloodstained Mire from Zachary. That 5-card hand went away pretty quick for Ayers. For Gallegos, the search is on for a basic swamp.
Yeah, I mean, lands often ends up with very few resources in their hand, but they use their graveyard, they use their tutor effects, they use their lands that are in play to just such great effect. You know, it's not like I have 3 lands, I can cast a 3-mana spell. It's like, hey, I have 3 lands, I can turn 1 into a 20/20, or I can, you know, dredge back my Life from the Loam, I can wasteland you until the end of time.
Well,
Yep.
This is, today has been so good. So good. Now the question is he supposed to make the 2020 now or wait?
Yeah, so the 2 things he's considering, do I play around Wasteland by making the 2020 now? Do I play around Liliana of the Veil or some effect like that by waiting until the opponent's end step?
Correct. He is going to make a 2020 right now and say, you have to have Liliana of the Veil, I dare you. Draw, land. Ha ha! There's Liliana of the Veil. There goes the 2020.
This is great.
It's really good. Today has been so good for coverage.
It has.
Daryl, is he going to peel a Life from the Loam? No. Ooh, another depths. Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to draw next turn?
Well, and Zach ate his own land there with the Deathrite Shaman, which
a wasteland. Which one? Continue.
Might be a small mistake moving forward.
Might want to eat the other player's
Yeah. The opponent with Life from the Loam, you want to get his lands.
Yeah. So I believe Zach actually had the Wasteland and the Liliana.
Yeah.
I think he had them both, so he actually had Daryl covered either way. Yeah,
sure.
We do play on.
Still, I mean, second turn 2020.
Okay. You have an answer?
Have the answer.
Yeah.
In order to have that answer, he has to have the mana accelerant on turn 1. Like
Yep.
This is great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. We see we see Grove of the Burnwell is going to give Daryl a life. Erupticate is going to take care of the Mox time, and now he's in some trouble.
Yeah, I like this aggressive mana denial strategy.
Remove Thespian Stage, Lightning Bolt you. Just getting cards out of the hand here is Gallegos. And now we go over to Ayers. He has drawn an Exploration. He will play that and simply pass the turn back.
Don't want that exiled card to slowly make its way into the battlefield.
No, I don't think it should do that. I think it should say exiled forever. Maelstrom Pulse.
Zach is building his way. You know I love the flawless victory.
Yes, of course.
The opponent just doesn't have a permanent on the board at the end of the game.
There needs to be a highlight reel, seriously, of day 1 of this tournament, of the draw steps that some people have had.
Yeah, I mean, the pulse here isn't relevant at all, but still just awesome in the context.
Yeah, what'd you draw? Second Restoration? I guess you should play it. You shouldn't hold it because you're going to discard the Liliana. Okay, they're both dead. So now you just have a Grove. And I think we're going to get you for 1 with old Deathrite, perhaps. Yeah, pass the turn back. Don't want to activate Liliana. Draw. And Tabernacle doesn't have her mana. I got to pay the 1 for the Deathrite Shaman. Okay.
What a drawback.
Now Zachary has Tarmogoyf and Deathrite Shaman in hand. This is a Tarmogoyf, which is going to be pretty large. Daryl Ayers will draw a card. Can he draw the card that he just... Can he cast the card he just drew? Excuse me.
Yeah, that Goyf has to be massive here. There's an artifact, land, enchantment.
Daryl's hoping that he doesn't remember the Tabernacle.
Sorcery. 6/7.
Unfortunately for Daryl, he remembered the Tabernacle. Attack for 6. Daryl is going to play Crop Rotation.
A little Mazavith.
Okay, we're fighting back. Yep, there's Maze. That'll buy you a lot of time, actually. Zachary, what's next for you? I think he's just going to pass. We're going to go to Daryl. Draw. Land. Go. It's a wasteland. Activate the Death Right Shaman. Ayers going to fall down to 14.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's in Zach's hand here, but I would have liked to see that literally work its way towards an ultimate here.
Well, I think last turn he drew a Bloodbraid Elf.
Okay.
So now he's going to place that Bloodbraid Elf. He's going to Cascade. A Punishing Fire will go upstairs. That's now he's increasing the clock a little bit.
No, the Bloodbraid Elf is very good alongside another creature when you're facing down the Maze of Ith.
Lily going to go up, going to discard Punishing Fire, pass the turn back. Ayers at 9. And we are all done here. Zachary Gallegos going to win game number 1 here over Daryl Ayers. Punishing Jund, able to stop the turn 2 2020 from lands.
Mold of 5, turn 2 2020.
Something that Jund is typically known for dealing with very easily. Turn 2 indestructible 2020.
Yeah.
Super easy. No big deal.
Diabolic Edict, man.
Pretty good card. Sideboard here for both players. 4 Crows and Grip, 4 Tireless Tracker, 4 Chalice to the Void, an Ancient Grudge, a Molten Vortex, and a Bajuka Bog here for Daryl Ayers. Oh, what do you like and why?
I expect these Tireless Trackers to come in if he thinks that this is going to be a kind of a mid-rangey, grindy type of matchup. But if he feels like he's just too far ahead already, he might not change a whole lot in his deck. You said this is a pretty good matchup. The Punishing Jund deck looked to be in the driver's seat that entire game, but it doesn't usually play out that way.
I mean, it typically is a good matchup.
You
would think.
Yeah.
If we're going to play a longer game, I have life from my deck and you don't.
Yes.
I can just do my thing and keep reassembling 2020s. That's not what happened in that particular game, however. For Zachary Gallegos, he's got 2 Choke, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Duress, and some one-ofs here. And Red Elemental Blast, Golgari Charm. Sylvan Library, Toxic Deluge, a Pithing Needle, a Pyroblast, and a Massacre.
So, yeah, I mean, Zach's definitely going to bring in these couple of surgical extractions here. I expect him to get a little more controlling, bring in the Sylvan Library. The Duresses are probably a good option. I'm sure he's got a lot of cards in his main deck, which he's happy to cut at this point.
Yeah, there's some real rubbish here. Abrupt Decay is fine, but I don't think you're very excited about it. Lightning Bolt is certainly not exciting.
Well, the Punishing Fires.
Yeah, Hymn to Torak. Blech. Not a lot of great cards here. So we'll see what Zachary wants to do with the sideboarding. Same thing can be said for Daryl. As I get ready here for game number 2, let's talk about the StarCityGames.com newsletter.
I've heard good things.
You've written in it.
Really?
You've done some nice work for it.
I've been published.
Believe it or not. And it's yours, yes, yours, and yours at home source for Magic the Gathering news, where you can get the latest on the SCG Tour. You can watch the SCG Tour Match of the Week, receive exclusive deck lists and advice, catch up on all the event results, and read an exclusive Cardboard Crack comic. Free to sign up for, and you can do that right now at go.starcitygames.com/newsletter. So get ready here for game numero dos between Zachary Gallegos and Daryl Ayers. Mr. Ayers is the player we're going to learn about here. He cannot believe his 2020 was no good.
That's what that look in his profile picture says.
I would be a little surprised too, Daryl. Trust me.
I Mold the 5, made a 2020 on turn 2. I never had a chance.
Yeah, easily lost.
Yeah.
4 open top 8s, 1 open win for the 23-year-old from Virginia Beach. First name is actually Stephen, but prefers to go by Daryl. Has a personalized license plate that reads Goulet, which is true, actually. I've seen it. And is currently studying computer science in college. Is the Lands aficionado.
I like how we just put college, like this.
Maybe he doesn't want us to know which college he's going
to. This broad philosophy as opposed to this specific place.
Yeah, who knows? All I know is that he's in there, he's studying computer science, and when he's not doing that, he's probably playing Lands on Magic Online. He likes this deck a lot. He's going to take another mulligan, though. So will Zachary Gallegos. Both these players 7-0 here. We'll have to add Daryl Ayers to the leaderboard. He is a former Legacy Open champion, of course. You see behind him Kevin Jones with his Team Metagame Gurus jersey on. He's off to a great start here. He is 6-1, getting ready for the World Magic Cup.
Oh, yeah.
A couple weeks.
You know why that happened?
What do you mean?
He missed his flight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, classic Kevin.
Yeah, just irresponsible child.
Yeah.
Rewarded the maximum.
Missed his flight to an Open, drove to the WMCQ,
yep.
Beat Sam Black in the finals,
yep.
And away we go. There are no punishments for mistakes.
No.
Only gain. It's pretty great, though.
Life smiles on the daddy at all times.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Both players going to take a look at 6 now.
What a bunch of characters we have in the gaming
It's
community.
so good. Kevin Jones might be my favorite player on the SCG Tour. After just getting to know him over the past 2 years, he's like the nicest guy in the entire world.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He loves playing Magic, like just loves it. Doesn't care if he wins or loses. He just loves playing every single weekend. I love the guy.
Yep.
Wasteland is where Ayers did start. Now for Daryl. He's got a Forest Exploration and now Ghost Quarter. Over to Gallegos we'll go. Gallegos, for pretty obvious reasons, does not want to play a non-basic land into that Wasteland. So he's going to play a Bayou. Ignore me. He's just going to do that anyway. Daring Daryl to Wasteland him, which it doesn't look like he's going to do.
Well, if Daryl's going to do it, he's going to wait to see what he draws first.
Daryl has a Thespian Sage and a Dark Depths.
Well, we've all seen this show before.
This time there is no getting out of it because he's going to Wasteland him. Ha! This time you can't play Liliana.
Come on, Diabolic Edict.
Reveal. Go over the Burn Willows. We're done. See ya. I'll take care of that.
These games are so fun to watch. They're just so good.
See, get it? It's a deck built around lands. It does a lot of things with its lands.
Yeah, I mean, normally you see these decks just doing a lot of searching, grinding out a lot of value with Life from the Loam. You know, no, he's just like, here, like, I just have it on turn 2 or turn 3 every time.
Craig, back in my day, which is 2009, when I played lands, you had to kill someone with Barbarian Ring. That's a real thing.
Yep.
You just ground them out. You Wasteland locked them and Port locked them, and then you started ringing them to death. Or you had like one Nantuko Monastery on the splash. I want to make sure that's clear. On the splash. And you had to kill them that way. Now it's not as hard anymore. It's a little bit easier now. I actually miss the Barbarian Ring days. Well, most of the time, what you actually try to do is get your opponent to submit. But some people would not submit.
Yeah, you just choke them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to choke them out with Barbarian Ring. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I love it. Neither player goes back to the sideboard. Why bother? We don't even bring it up on screen. Why bother?
Yeah, listen, we all know what's going on here.
Yeah. We're playing a third game. That's what's happening right now.
The rules of engagement have been clearly defined.
Oh, yeah. We know who we are. We know what we're up to here.
Now let's battle.
Zachary will be on the play.
And in general, like, when you're Zach and you show up with a deck that has Hymn to Turok, Thoughtseize, some dresses out of the sideboard, every time your opponent mulligans, you're just pumping the fist because you compound it so much with the discard. Liliana the Veil, you know, all these effects can be so backbreaking when your opponents start down 1 or 2 cards. No. Daryl doesn't care.
No, just make it 2020.
Yeah.
What do I care about that?
Mold a 5, make it 2020. That's a real thing, right?
Where does the 2020 make a 2020 on turn 2 don't get even close to winning in our game so far? Is that number 4?
I don't. But he mold a 5.
I know.
You could let me keep 10 card hands with lands, and I'm rarely ever going to make the 2020 on turn 2.
Yeah. So we are at the point where it's make a 2020 on turn, mold a 5, be given the glimmer of hope that if I draw a land, I can make a 2020 on turn 2, and you know you're playing against Jund, and you don't even get close to winning.
Nope.
I think that might push Ben Friedman's loss down, and we slot Daryl into the number 3 hole right now.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough row. Normally Ben's would be number 1 by a lot.
Yeah.
But not this weekend.
This has been a good day.
Just the guys at home, back in Star City Games in the office, they got a lot of best of SCG lives to make this week.
A lot of things to put together.
We got 4, maybe 3. I don't know if Daryl's lost the best of SCG. I mean, the first 3 turns were really good, not even close to winning.
Yeah.
Past that, he had no shot. Even though the Maelstrom Pulse was pretty funny.
Yes. Just.
Those explorations too. Get those out of here.
Listen, you're drawing 1 card a turn. You only have 1 land in play. I'm still just gonna.
Yeah.
Just gonna snipe off these 2.
Take care of those.
2 explorations.
All right, here we go. Pithing Needle. Okay, we'll see what that's naming.
Fetch land in the dark.
I'm gonna go with Thespian Stage. That's my guess, but we'll see.
Is Daryl
He's going to go with Wasteland.
Okay, I want to see the turn 2 2020 again.
Dump. So this is actually kind of interesting because now Wasteland isn't an out for Zach on the 2020.
Yeah, you've turned off his own Wastelands.
That might come up. Mox Diamond. Discarding. Ghost Quarter. Stage. Loam. Get back Ghost Quarter. Pass. Over to Zachary. Awkward.
Ooh.
Daryl might dredge. Nah. Draw.
Well, we see the crop rotate in his hand, and he already has the Thespian stage in play. So he probably wanted to hope to peel
another land, I think.
Yeah, the right mana source.
Mm-hmm. He'll play a Windswept Heath. He's going to sacrifice here. Taiga. Crop rotation. Go get this, make that. You can't do anything. See ya.
Turn 3.
Yeah,
turn
turn 3.
It was a slow start for him.
See, it's a deck built around lands that does cool things with lands.
What would you name a deck like that?
I would name that deck Lands.
That's not creative at all.
Daryl Ayers is going to win this match here over Zachary Gallegos, 2-1.